In 1990, Darkman lit up the big screen. The R-rated US science fiction horror, see also The Evil Dead, Spider-Man and Sam Raimi retrospectives, made its $16 million budget 3 times worldwide back, was a hit with audiences and critics, and got till 1996 2 direct-to-video sequels by TV specialist Bradford May. Scientist Peyton Westlake invents artificial skin, which dissolves after 99 minutes in sunlight. When his laboratory got attacked, he lands after an explosion unidentifiably disfigured in the river, is officially declared dead and admitted as an unknown in a special clinic for burn victims. To relieve his pain, a part of his nerve center in his brain is severed so that he no longer feels anything. After his escape, he uses his skin invention to take revenge on his assassins by reproducing their faces and causing chaos and confusion as Darkman. The eerie soundtrack is by Danny Elfman, who later also created for Raimi the Spider-Man soundtrack. The sequels, scored by Randy Miller, use the same themes. Back then, Raimi didn't manage to get the rights for Shadow or Batman. So he created his own superhero, inspired by old Universal monsters like the Invisible Man. Darkman is awesome, brilliantly cast, excitingly staged, with spectacular cinematography and remarkable effects for the time. He's the best Phantom of the Opera interpretation so far, and also one of the best superhero movies, which is not even based on a comic. Comic books, novels and video games came later. In the final, Peyton manages to take out most of the criminal henchmen. Their leader Durant crashes his helicopter into the wall of a tunnel and, disguised as him, meets with the actual mastermind, a construction magnate, who has meanwhile kidnapped his girlfriend Julie. After a final showdown, he falls to his death from his own construction project. Precisely, Darkman deliberately drops him, explains to Julie that he can no longer be Westlake, and disappears into the anonymity of another mask. In 1992 there was a 22-minute TV pilot. It retells the story from the movie and introduces, except Larry Drake again as Durant, with a new cast, several new characters, and also uses some scenes from the original. In this version, Peyton is already married to Julie and she dies in the explosion. The extremely unimaginative and boring episode was never broadcast or picked up as a series. In 1995-96, the direct-to-video to garbage can sequels Darkman 2 The Return of Durant and Darkman 3 Die Darkman Die appeared under different direction. Again with scenes from the original, new cast except of Larry Drake as Durant, and total miscast with the later chubby mummy actor Arnold Vosloo as chubby Darkman. Part 3 was actually planned as Part 2, but was pushed back after Larry Drake was available. In Part 2, Durant returns with a nonsensical stupid plan, kills for no reason a scientist, which Peyton just happened to be working on extending the skin time limit, only to get his building as a space for developing, producing and selling some stupid impractical weapons. The movie is unwatchable, infantile garbage, and only copies one-on-one all of the plot points of the original, just in worse. Here too, Peyton infiltrates the criminal gang in disguise, plays them off against others. Durant plays practically also the part of the construction magnate from the first movie, which Julie didn't suspect at first, and finally kidnaps the scientist's sister to sell him the property, and ends up, after her rescue, in another vehicle explosion.
There's nothing you can do or say.
In D Darkman D, Westlake's blood is used by a criminal businessman to make himself and a few of his men super strong. Here, drug lord Ruka buys the burn specialist who treated Westlake after the explosion back then. She wins his trust and offers to let him work with her DNA sequencer. to produce more of his liquid skin, now perfected with no time limit. However, she only implants him a sensor, which triggers intense pain impulses via remote control. Ruka takes his sample vial with the permanent liquid skin and the only disc with the research results, and he is held captive for experiments. When he manages to free himself, including from the pain sensor, he sets out to get his research back. In the process, he meets Ruka's family, suffering under his regime. The movie is Citizen Kane compared to Part 2, but as usual this doesn't mean much, as he is staged by the same unimaginative wannabe director Bradford May. There are also some changes to the basic plot, such as with Darkman's creation, now with some Voslo scenes. The burn specialist is a new character who was added later. The artificial skin is now also just a liquid that magically takes on the desired shape when applied. As usual with masks and imitated voices, Peyton is able to destroy Ruka's organization, who uses his own family as a shield, destroys the disc, his daughter gets disfigured during the fight and falls to his death.
Here I go. Stronger than yesterday. It's nothing but a mile away. My loneliness ain't killing me no more.
In the end, Westlake appears in the hospital, leaves the girl his only sample of the permanent liquid skin, and retreats alone into the night.
My